Hey everyone. Let's see. Here we go. Had to get my stuff all right. Alrighty. So, what is this shadow? Oh, it's my mouse. Uh, hey Kate. Hey Kat. Kate and Kat always throw me off when I'm like glancing at the chat. Hey Sil. Hello guys. So, I decided today I'm gonna try pairing the Queen of the Moon. I have not pulled this out in a hot minute, but we just had the new moon pass, and today I saw like the beautiful crescent. So I want to do some moon readings, and I love that this is the first card too, because 13 is my number in sports always, and then she has a little crescent at the top of her head, and that's what inspired me to like pull this deck out. And then for the tarot readings, I'm going to be using my ethereal visions. Ethereal visions. I've learned that I've been saying that wrong like my entire life. You know what? I really like Queen of the Moon. So there's like a handful of decks that have that weird, gross, like collage-y, CGI kind of feel. This is one of them, but I really like it. But you can see it's like very glossy. You don't really have that problem because someone has not done her YouTube, so you won't have that problem where it's like too glossy or whatever. But you can check out my flip through and see what you think. All right, let's do the community read. Let's see what we have here. How did that get upside down? Okay. This is Fear. This is the Waxing Gibbous. Ooh, Fear. I really like, so this card, you can see here, it's like showing how like that fear can really come from within. So even though outwardly, let me look at her, like her face looks very stoic and almost like confident and focused, but inwardly like there's this element of fear that's maybe holding her down, which is not allowing the birds to lift her up. So I wonder what kind of fears are surrounding us as a community. Let's see what else we have. Okay. Am I just picking this deck upside down? I am. Get it together, Britt. Okay. This is Wisdom. This is the Waning Gibbous 6. This is our Wisdom card. I feel like with these two cards, and I'm going to see what the third card says. With those two cards, I feel like you might know where these fears are coming from. You're already aware. You should trust yourself. Make sure like you are trusting in your own wisdom, and a lot of times your own inner wisdom. It might feel like you are like alone and sort of just ultimately, oh, and I just noticed she's standing on these pile of books. So sorry for coughing throughout this, guys, just a heads up. But you know, what are the things that you are learning from your own past? What are the things that you intuitively are aware of? And how can you use that in order to grow and move forward and leave whatever these fears are behind you? And then our last one here is the Supermoon. This is the attraction card. So when you are thinking of the things that you're fearful of, what are you doing that attracts those fears? What can you do that you can stop doing? Maybe you do something that mitigates those fears. So what can you do to put these fears behind you, move forward, and attract better things in your life? So there's a few ways that you can look at that. Oh, wow. I wonder, I feel like as we approach, and maybe this is just like a general thing, but I feel like as we approach, like, you know, we're in the dark half of the year. I feel like this is a time of reflection. A lot of times you facing your fears or identifying, just even learning what those fears are and what's causing them. I think that that's probably a common thing to do right now. and then um, find out what you can do to attract better things to replace that fear. Yeah, for sure. All right. So I may or may not pull some extra cards today. I'm in a super good mood. I had a really good interview today, so we'll see how I feel. Depends on what kind of cards are pulled. So I'm gonna get this deck all shuffled. Ooh, I've not pulled this guy out in a while. I've been using my cat while I'm getting this all shuffled. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. I've been using the updated one, the Luna edition. So it's nice to pull this guy out for a little bit. Coming around for a little spin here. It just shuffles like a dream. Okay, let's see, Kat, what you can expect for January. This is a good one to pull an overall oracle card for. Let's see. What can you expect in January? You got two that kind of came out. Why do I keep... Oh, it's all mixed in. Okay, that's fine. I'll fix it later. So we have the masculine card, and then we have the abundance card. Masculine is lunar god, and then the abundance card is hunter moon. So you have a lot of major events, I feel like, coming. And let's see what your tower says. Oh, this matches that abundance card really well. Let's see what else. And last card. Ooh, so January is going to be very interesting, I feel like. You have some, I don't know if you have been working with like a mentor, or maybe you are on the verge of finding a mentor, or you have someone around you who has already been acting as a mentor, something around someone who is really helping you out. And I think it's a masculine figure in your life, someone who is not necessarily older, but someone who really has more lay of the land of the things around you. And between the Hierophant and this masculine card, the Hierophant is, I would say maybe sometimes someone who can teach you. They might not be an official like mentor. It might not be a mentor-mentee kind of program, but someone that can really help you guide you through certain things. And in this aspect, between the Seven of Pentacles here and abundance, I think they are helping guide you with your finances. So specifically with the Seven of Pentacles, this is about like putting in hard work, seeing all of the work that you're putting in and being able to reap those rewards. So I wonder if this person is really going to help you focus on where to put your energy in regards to getting the most bang for your buck in terms of your finances. So how to reap the most rewards. This gives me very like helping with investments, helping with savings, that kind of thing. All that stocks and bonds and, that kind of energy. And then with the World card here, I think that this is January, even though January is like the beginning of the year, I think it's like a nice wrap up to this like financial side of things. So maybe what this is saying is in January, you can expect to learn a few things about your finances. You can make some changes, make some investments, whatever that might look like for you, put in the work, and then you can expect to wrap this up also in January. So starting off working hard and then ending off with like feeling comfortable and that you can ease back and just enjoy the accomplishments that you have achieved throughout the month. I think too, I would also say that if there are any old cycles that you're trying to get out of, you can also expect those to end in January as well. Yeah, January sounds fun. You'll have to let us know how January goes. Thank you for the cue. So just so everyone knows, we have Kat just finished up her reading. Next we have Kate, Anj, and then Ari. So Kate, go ahead, put your question in the chat. With the holidays coming up, guys, you guys doing anything special? Or are you just gonna chillax? I feel like I want to chillax, but I will not. Like I literally have a party tomorrow. Have all day on Saturday. Maybe I can rest on Sunday. Let's see what 2024 looks like. 2024 for Kate. Ooh, pleasure. Let's see what kind of pleasures await you in 2024. Whoops. This out of the way. That's good enough. So, we have the King of Pentacles, Page of Swords, or Page of Cups rather, and then Three of Swords. This feels more like this, more reversed. So your card here, this is the Waning Gibbous 3. This is pleasure. You can just see like that ethereal kind of just explosion of light and warmth and energy here. So you can keep that in mind as I'm doing your reading. So, I guess I'll kind of start in the middle and work around. We have the Page of Cups. So one of the pleasures I feel like you can expect in 2024, you can expect to really tap into that magic and creativity and just feeling the youthful energy surrounded around romance. So I think 2024 is going to be the year of romance for you. On one side here, we have the King of Pentacles. This guy is he's like one of my favorite kings, but he is the really intelligent person who is really grounded, really down to earth, and probably someone who's really good with their finances and really good with their like work-life balance, where they make a good amount of money to do what it is that they love, but they also like their world is not work. So that groundedness, they're really family oriented. I feel like you're going to meet someone like that this year, and they're really like that connection is really going to help release whatever this like Three of Swords energy is, whatever this grief and pain that you are holding on to. It'll help to help you to get over that, to push that behind you, so that way it's no longer blocking you from those connections. Doesn't feel like an overnight thing, especially with these two slower moving energy, but I think that, you know, overall I think 2024 could be a very healing year for you, finding your own inner magic with this Page of Cups, but also opening yourself up romantically and eventually finding this King of Pentacles who's really grounded, and it might help ground you some, which is where you get to release a lot of this stress from this Three of Swords. So I think 2024 is going to be pretty fun, but ultimately you have that pleasure card too, so keep that in mind as you go throughout the year. And guys, if you would like a year ahead reading, you can always do that. I have my readings up on Ko-Fi, so feel free to check them out. You're welcome, Kate. All right, Anj, you are up next. You have a whole week off still? Oh, lovely. Steph, you're really funny. Kat, I feel like I want my winter to be a staycation, but in reality, I'm hosting Christmas, so it's not going to be very chill. What about your future spouse? Like their characteristics? What do you mean, Anj? Oh, you took off. Okay, okay. I don't know why I thought you meant like you get that week off or something. Okay. Just checking, making sure we are on the same page. All right, let's see. Future spouse. All right, so we have the Chariot, the Page of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles. Um, and are you into women at all? I'm just curious. If that's an uncomfortable question to answer on live stream, then you don't have to. But I'll start while I wait for that response. We have the Chariot here, and the Chariot card is really cool. I got the Chariot to get today in my like monthly challenge, so I'm really all about the Chariot today. Hashtag Chariot vibes. um, the Chariot. Okay, I just wanted to check because that will decide how I read this. The Chariot is the card of like confidence and progression and forward movement. So you have someone here that is really sure of themselves, who makes decisions that they are confident in, and they move forward with that confidence. Now, sometimes the Chariot can become very like directionless in that regard. Like in the negative, the Chariot can be a little directionless, but with the Page of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, I think that this person has enough groundedness that they are not going to do this. So there's a happy balance here between being very grounded and like pretty rooted, but still also wanting to move and take action, which is a really happy balance, at least for me. I mean, I totally jive with that. So here with the Page of Pentacles, I'll go on the other side and then we'll no, I'll just go with the Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is really adventurous when it comes to wanting to try new things. So this is someone who wants to kind of try new things, maybe in regards to like just the physical world. So this could be trying new things in regards to like food or travel, just anything that seems very interesting to them. Uh, the page is so the page has a lot of earth energy too. So Pentacles, Earth. The Chariot is something. What is the Chariot? I think it's water, but I don't know if I'm guessing that because of this card. But so we have a little bit of water here, which is like a really nice emotional card, compounded with the Queen, which is water energy. So this person is also going to be very intuitive and in touch with their emotions. So you'll be able to connect with them both physically and emotionally. um, But here we have a lot of earth on earth. So this is sometimes where maybe a little bit of stubbornness might come through. They might be a little hard headed, but no one, not malicious. And, we all have our faults, right? With this Queen of Pentacles, this is someone who I feel gives off very much like younger brother of like a lot of sisters, if that makes sense. Like grew up in a household of basically him being the only male sibling and is really in touch with like the feminine side of themselves, understands the needs of women, is also very nurturing when they need to be, and will probably mirror a lot of the women that he had in his life. So that give off this Queen of Pentacles vibe. So the Queen of Pentacles is so queens in are intuitive, they're nurturing, but the Queen of Pentacles is usually the one who is likes to be the provider, likes to be very generous with their time and with their resources. So you have someone who's kind of the whole picture. Thank you for confirming for me, Sil, that the chariot is water. So we have some water energy here. We have the earth energy. Nice, healthy balance because earth and water really support each other in that kind of way. So you have a lot of movement here, maybe a little stubborn, but still ultimately caring and affectionate. And I would say it's probably someone who's good with their money. At least smart, maybe a little stingy, but smart. They don't make wild purchases. Alrighty. Alright, you are up next. Yeah, it does seem nice. And there you go. I am a Taurus, Pisces, so yeah, same. I think I'm like mostly earth and water, like between the two, that represents like 50% of my chart. Can't wait for you to meet him, and then you can tell us all about him. Steph, I have water in my chart. I have an emotion, a singular emotion sometimes, mostly rage, but I have. I know. Water is the one thing I cannot. I feel like I'm very good at hiding my accent until I say water. I physically cannot say it any other way. But when I have too much to drink, I like the AUGH words like daughter, caught, and stuff. Like you probably hear it now, but like because I'm pushing it. But when I drink too much, they come out really aggressively. Like I remember when I first moved to Texas, we were having a Kentucky Derby party, and the mint juleps were delicious. And I had never seen a dog in person catch something before. I always had little prissy dogs growing up, and like the dog caught a frisbee, and I was like, "Oh my god, she caught it!" And like they were like, "Whoa, what happened to your voice?" Fun times. I have a friend who does not speak Spanish. She's Mexican. Her parents speak Spanish. Kat, go ahead and put your question in the chat. And when she's drunk, she speaks very bad Spanish. Like I'm like, you don't even know what you're saying. Let's see, what does 2024 have in store for you, Kat? 2024. Ooh, such a beautiful. These cards are so gorgeous. Ooh. Hey, we were just talking about hermit vibes. I love that. All right. We have the lovers, we have the hermit, and then we have the five of wands. This feels more like that. So, I love that we were getting like the cards that we kind of were talking about earlier. I think 2024 has a lot going on, and you might want a deeper reading because of the major arcana here that are everything is very variable. So I think that because of that, you might want to dive a little deeper. But I'll just give you the overview of what I see here. I think that 2024, some of the themes that I'm seeing are, your relationships with people, needing to decide how they are affecting you, how you want them to affect you, and basically making decisions on how you want these relationships to manifest in your life. And part of that is going to require some inner reflection, some introspection here with the hermit. So the hermit is asking us to spend some time with ourselves, spend some alone time. So I feel like there's going to be a period in 2024 where you decide that you're just going to focus on yourself for a bit. Maybe these relationships have been a little exhausting. You need a little bit of a break, and you need some you time, which is fine. And I think that's why I felt this card should be flipped. This is the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands here is needing to face your enemies, right? So upward, there is when it's upright, rather, you have this competition, right? You have this external battle that's going on, but it almost feels like you are working on fighting your way out of it, right? But in reverse, I feel like it's instead you're just avoiding doing that. And excuse me. And I think that's where you needing to make these decisions and being more introspective comes in. So why are you avoiding these situations? What kind of conflicts are you avoiding? Are you afraid of like failing? That kind of thing. So I would say that if you want to dive a little deeper, or I would just, write this down and kind of sit with it for a while, because this is probably something that has already been going on in 2023, but it's really going to come to a head in 2024. So yes, it does kind of relate to our community reading. So yeah, just reflect on that for a little bit. And I meant to highlight your question so you know to come back to it, Kat. But I love the fact that we have our hermit again. I vibe very hard with the hermit, so I love when this comes up because it's a reminder to look within when you're trying to resolve your problems or work through things. A lot of times, we'll like ask for help or ask for advice, we'll reach outward, but instead a lot of times the questions are really inside of us. We just got to give ourselves a chance to sit and process and decide what we want things to look like and why we're avoiding certain situations. So I think 2024, this actually doesn't feel like a bad reading. It feels stressful in a way, right? Like doing this is stressful, but it feels like it can be a very freeing process for you. Yeah, that would make sense. and that it could be your relationships with these communities and whether you feel like they are something that is viable to continue moving forward with. And some might be because you might be still getting something out of it other than toxicity. And then others may not be because they're not providing anything in return for the stress that they're giving you. So it just depends, and that's part of the introspection. All right, Ari. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and close the queue for a bit. Oh, I love, yeah. Sometimes I have to be careful about being too hermit, where like in reverse, I'm just isolating, and that's not healthy. All right, let's see. I'll do like 2 and 2 to compare. Like, first set will be guys your age, what that will be like. And then guys older than you in the 25 to 36 range. Oops, nope, that did not work out well. There we go. Move this. All right, so we have the Ace of Swords and Temperance for guys your age. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands for guys older than you. Give me a second. I'm gonna look up the nines. I'm so bad with like my numerology. One of these days I will devote it to memory, but today is not the day. So, nines overall represent like attainment and fulfillment, but I don't think that in this case it's the right kind of fulfillment. So for guys your age, I do see more success there than I see with guys that are older than you. I think with guys older than you, they might treat you to more like luxuries, might spoil you more, but ultimately the relationships are going to be harder. You're just like persevering through the relationship instead of actually enjoying it and being a part of it. It could give very much more like you have to work for the spoiling, if that makes sense. Whereas the guys your age feels much more balanced. We have the Ace of Swords and the Temperance card. Ace of Swords really gives off that air of success and victory. There's like this understanding that you made the right choice here. And with the Ace, is like basically starting off on the right foot. And then with Temperance, there's like a balance, right? So here, this feels very imbalanced between the Nine of Pentacles and then the Nine of Wands. This is suggesting the absolute opposite, where the relationship is balanced. There's like a give and take. There's also with the idea of Temperance, there's this element of healing and health that go along with it. So it feels very much more of a healthy relationship than this does. So I would say that definitely people your age, you just have to find the right people your age. Someone maybe a little more thoughtful, someone that provides a little bit more energy, but also is so someone that is involved with a lot of stuff, but they themselves have more of a calming energy, if that makes sense. Excuse me. And yeah, I agree. Doesn't sound too good for the older guys. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. Alrighty, on. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. You're welcome. After Anj, I have Sunny and New Love. And I will be finishing up with um, New Love. Nah, I don't think so. I do not think it's age that is bothering it. Let's see. Seven of Pentacles again. So I mentioned in the last reading that I feel like this is someone that has their like head in the game when it comes to like finances. I think that's going to be one of the prevalent things. And don't get me wrong, I don't mean that they're going to be throwing money at you. What I mean is there's a level of security that goes along with that. Pentacles is really that card of feeling secure, the feeling grounded, feeling like you are rooted and therefore are not easily toppled. So this is someone who's very, I think you had the Chariot and Page of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles last time. So this fits with everything that I was saying. So this is going to be someone that brings security into your life. They are definitely a hard worker. So this does give me someone who likes to, like, when it's time to work, it's time to work. But when it's time to relax, it's time to relax. And they're also someone who I think is willing to try like new things with the right mindset. So what I mean by that is if they feel like there's something that they can grow from, they are willing to try it. It can't be frivolous. On the other side here, we have the moon. I think that, the moon, you got the Chariot, which is like water energy. The moon is also water energy. So this is still like that intuitive person. They might be a little aloof, but I think that they will bring this like calming, rational, more practical energy to your life. They also bring that stability. Might also be someone who is a little more health conscious, so that will be a new venture. And I think ultimately someone who is, I would say, how do I want to put this? This is someone I feel like has like dreams and makes them practical. So I think that's kind of the idea of stuff that they'll bring into your life. They'll bring practicality, stability. They'll be hardworking. They'll put a lot of work and time and energy into the relationship. And also just ultimately someone someone who is able to not only be practical, but there's probably still that spiritual side to them as well. I love this moon card. So gorgeous. Like, look at that. See if I can get it to focus. There we go. There we go. I love this card. Okay. Sunny Days. I love your username. Whoop. Go ahead, put your question in the chat. Thank you, Anj. All right, Sunny Days. Are you still in the chat? Oh, I'm so snotty. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't mean for you guys to hear me like really sucking up snot the whole live stream. Alrighty, New Love, go ahead, put your question in the chat. Can you guys hear me still? I'm trying to test out the mic and see if you guys can hear me. So I don't do like how people feel or whatever, but I can see what the energy is between you guys. Oh, that's so weird. You guys should not be able to hear that. Okay. Z, sorry, the queue is closed, but I'll be back next Thursday. Okay, let's see what the energy is between you and Demir. You have the Lovers again, the Devil. Okay. And the Ace of Pentacles. This feels let me look at this real quick. This feels very superficial. So it feels very surface level. You have the Lover's card, the Devil card, and the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like there's room for something to grow, but I wonder if you guys don't know each other well enough to do that yet. So the I'll start in the middle here with the Devil, because we've had the Lovers pop up a few times already, but the Devil card is really like that card of what's a good way to put it? There's like this connection, right? But it's not a healthy one. So I don't think that there is, and it feels very much like, oh, you don't know each other. That explains it. It feels very one-sided. So it feels like there's this like pseudo connection. It feels like a connection, but it's actually not. And I think that's where the Lovers come in, and this feels more like that. So with the Lovers reverse, it feels like there's actually a disconnect between what one party is feeling versus what another party is feeling. And this makes more sense. So because of that, there's like misunderstandings about the entire situation. There really is no start. Hi, Violet. Hi, nice to have you. There really is no starting point. There's nothing that's happening. It's all, it might feel like a lot, but it's actually, if you step away for a second, you realize that a lot of it is probably your own self-manifestations versus, you should totally get it, Violet. So versus like there actually being two roads to this. So, and just to summarize everything, right? So the Devil is like this kind of weird codependent energy, but there's no connection, actual connection. And then the lovers reverse here is like saying, oh yeah, there's no unionship, no partnership. There's nothing that's happening. It's just like a disconnect. Um, and then the Ace of Pentacles. Usually aces are like a sign of a fresh start in some regard, but in reverse, it's like a non-starter. So I don't think that this person is not only not interested, I'm not sure that they really know you like that. Like they don't know you from like Tom, Dick, and Harry kind of thing. So I would suggest that if this person is in your friends group or something, maybe just talk to them, get the ball rolling. Otherwise, nothing will happen. You mentioned nothing has happened, and if you don't do something, it'll continue to stay that way. Yeah, Violet, I think you really like this deck. It's really nice. My cards are a little like somehow mixed up. I don't know how I did that, but it has like that weird CGI feel that I generally do not like in decks, but I actually like this quite a bit. And it's not that terrible sticky gloss, but it is high gloss. And I know as a YouTuber, you're kind of in the same boat as me. You can see that it's super high gloss. So, but I really like it for my moon readings. I like it more than, well, I like a lot of decks more than the Moonology deck, actually. I could never drive with that deck. How did this get all reversed? Yeah, I would say that you might be looking more into it, New Love, than you should be. But it doesn't mean that something in the future can't happen. It just means right now there's literally nothing. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's not AI though. It's not AI. It just has that like CGI. Like this is a perfect example. Let me move over so you can see. So this has like that CGI kind of feel, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. And then some seem pretty normal. Like this one seems pretty normal. But then this one is weird CGI. So it's not AI though. Don't get me wrong. I'm never going to buy an AI deck, but this is like has that weird CGI collage-y kind of feel. Yeah, it's digital art mixed with like collage art and stuff like that. You're welcome, New Love. I hope you figure things out though. And like the people are like real people, which is a little weird, but I still really like this deck. Like there's like that, we got that in our community read today. So I think you would like it. Oh yeah. See, CGI and AI aren't the same. But yes, there are so many AI decks. It's so awful. It's like really hard to navigate that spectrum of stuff now. You're welcome. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about AI, especially when it's like graphic designers who have had a history of like being graphic designers use it as like creating their backgrounds, but then the foreground, like their actual character designs are all their own. I don't know. AI is such a weird topic. I'd just rather avoid it altogether, but I know eventually we're going to get to a point where like as a community, we got to be like, what the F, like, where do we draw the actual line? But this is similar to like this, what is it, Sacred Forest? Hold on one sec. Yeah, it has its same like collage CGI feel as the Sacred Forest does, and the Spellcasting Oracle. So these are like my three. These are like my three exclusions to the rule of no, no weird, creepy CGI designs. Denise Lynn's deck. I feel like I should be familiar with that. I do like the Sacred Forest, even though it too has a bit of that. Let me show you. I mean, even the backs, like the backs of the cards almost made me like not get this, but let me move my mic a bit. So this is worse in my opinion in terms of the weird CGI, like, but I love this deck. I love it so much. And the other one, Spellcasting Oracle, is more or less exactly like this. But I think that if I had to pick, I feel like maybe, Violet, you would enjoy the Queen of the Moon a little more. If you don't have the other ones already. Oh, Denise Lynn. Never mind. I just realized that was who this was by. Yeah, I figured it out. I'm slow. But here's the Spellcasting Oracle. You can see that CGI again. Like, weird collage-y mashups of stuff. But I just love the like idea of the cards enough, so I put up with it. And there's a lot to look at, so no worries. I'm actually finishing up for the night, so I appreciate you joining me. Hi, Lars. Yeah, I'm just finishing up for the night, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. I'm so sorry. This is like, there we go. Like, I'm still working on the new camera thing here. There we go. Hi. All right, so that wraps up my readings. I will be here next Thursday. So I will be here throughout December, January. I'm not totally sure yet, but the goal is to keep this on Thursdays. I know I need to get some cough medicine. But my goal is to keep on Thursdays, and if you are excited to hear about some new things coming to the Discord, make sure you join the Discord. So I will see you guys on the flip side. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all that jazz. Alrighty, bye guys.